Hola! My name is Miss Lala, and I love teaching. Teaching is my life. I've been wanting to be an educator, ever since I can remember. I stand here on this platform I call the Be the Game Changer YouTube channel to find a new avenue where we can share ideas for parents, teachers, and frankly, anybody else who wants to see some major changes in the educational arena. So, are you ready to join us?
Hi everyone, my name is Miss Lala and I'm going to be your host here at Be the Game Changer. Now, as I said before, Be the Game Changer is a platform for parents and teachers to be able to exchange ideas on ways of how they can better support their students at home or at school. It's not about spending a ton of money or lots of hours with a kid. It's about investing quality time and effort to be a better support for each individual student. So, how are we supposed to do that in the first place? Well, I know I can't speak for everyone, but I can speak for myself. I have the most awesome son in the world. True story. His nickname's Enano, and he will be helping us in the beginning part of this journey as we figure out where this YouTube channel is going to go. I'm truly invested in this individual because, come on, he's smart, he's gentle, he's quite frankly one of the best kids I've ever met in my entire life. My concern at this point is that I know I've done my very best as a mother to foster an environment for him to grow up in. And now that he's in kindergarten, I know I have to work even harder to support him academically and socially and emotionally at home. I know his strengths and I know his weaknesses from a mother's point of view and a teacher's point of view. Whether it's academically, socially, or emotionally, I think it's safe to say that every parent and every teacher wants for their students to feel successful. However, we also have to think about the fact that kids growing up today are facing a vastly different world than when we were kids ourselves. We have so much access to technology. I know today's kids need to have technology skills to help them advance in today's world and fully function. I'm just merely stating that maybe little Jimmy over in Utah doesn't need to spend 3 to 5 hours per night in front of a TV screen playing his video games while his parents are taking care of work or having some time on social media. The reality is that we have allowed TV to become a glorified babysitting system. We are all guilty of it. We say we're too tired, too overworked. Any excuse in the book, I know I've heard it and I've used some myself. I don't know about you, but for me, time's ticking away. And the reality is that I want my child to develop a stronger relationship with me than with the screen. So how about we try to drastically lower the screen time and increase the people time? I know as a parent and as a teacher, the great benefits that each child has for being exposed to things like art and sports and different activities, the games that we used to play outside as kids ourselves, which a lot of kids don't know how to play on their own. How about we work towards a way where we don't necessarily have to break the bank, but we work together to collaborate and share ideas on how to get our kids to move towards being more social rather than just hanging out with their video game. Again, this is an avenue for teachers and parents to share ideas. So I, as a parent, am sharing some of my ideas. You might not like them. You might not condone them. You might absolutely love it and try it yourself. This is up to you to do that. But for the purposes of today, what I'm going to do is use my own child as our case study for us to focus on. We're going to be seeing how we can incorporate art in our children's lives and see the benefits of art in our children's educational growth. I want to look at the long-term effects of his overall quality of life. So, shall we begin? Our case study, his nickname is Enano. His age is 5.5 years old. His gender is male. Grade level is kindergarten, and his favorite activities are gaming and watching movies. Least favorite things to do are to touch gross-looking things or eat food that is not in the carb category. Favorite activities, gaming and watching movies? Come on. I've been trying hard to make sure that that we don't overdo it at home with the screen time. But you know what? It just creeps up on you. Mostly we watch movies at home on weekends, but after sunset. Now, I see him being exposed to all these kids who have gaming systems at home. And you don't even have to visit other people's houses to see this. You can go to a restaurant and see all the kids looking like zombies staring at a screen. I honestly feel terrible as a parent when my kid is giving me those puppy dog eyes and hoping and praying and wishing that mommy's gonna let him go to town on her phone so he can just go ahead and play away like all the other kids. But come on, why do I have to feel guilty in the first place? Whatever happened to helping our children develop social skills, like topics that are appropriate to talk about at the dinner table? Whatever happened to maybe coloring at the table in the restaurant when we're waiting for food? Look, as a teacher who's taught kindergarten, I know my son is expected to have a certain level of skill while he's sitting at the computer to be able to execute his tasks. I know, even kindergartners are actually at the computer these days. But I also know the other expectations that he has. And one of the things that I do notice that my son struggles with a little bit is his fine motor skills, which is totally developmentally appropriate. As my child grew up, I started noticing the ways he and I were very similar and different, especially me at that age. I noticed how he instantaneously loved the ocean and how much he loved to read, just like me. He definitely appreciates a good movie with some popcorn and some juice on a Friday night after a long weekend school. You know, but I also noticed that he didn't like art at all, like creating it. He was totally fine with going to galleries and seeing it, but you gave him a couple of crayons at the restaurant and seriously, he would be bored within 5 minutes and didn't want to paint. I tried, buying him coloring books, and they were honestly bought in vain because they're still sitting on the bookshelf. I also noticed that one of his bedroom walls is ugly as could be. That is mainly because it just is mostly bare. It is an eyesore and I really don't like it. Let me tell you, I have to walk through every single discount store you can think of looking for an authentically awesome piece of art to put on there. But the reality is way out of my budget and not something I really want to, the kind of money that I want to invest. So instead of feeding into his, mommy, give me your phone, give me some screen time, I'm just gonna start saying, let's make. So the project that I want to embark upon is I'm creating different art pieces that can cover up that wall, but are also created by my son. I want him to be able to see himself as someone who's contributing to life around here, to our little world, which is our home. So as a parent, my goal is to help my son to just work on his developmental milestones and gain a lot more fine motor skill and control, as well as expose him to different art forms. I want to help him build his esteem and see that he's able to create things around him. Most of all, I want him to see how he can be creative and develop his creativity, which will later on help support him at school and in life to be a better problem solver. What I really hope to do in the next series of videos is to give parents at home ideas of things that they can do outside of just making sure your kid is done with their homework every night that will truly contribute to your child's quality of life in the long run. I hope you're able to gain ideas for projects which you can partake in with your kids and honestly create long-lasting memories with them and build stronger relationships at home that will carry over to how you can help them be more successful and be a better support system for your child in their academic success. I hope you enjoy. If you like this video, please make sure to hit like, and if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, you're more than welcome to.